Hello everyone, PLG here, and welcome to another episode of Starcraft this time. So as you may guess, we're playing on Android still, and if you've seen the last episode, we left off at the mission Desperate Alliance, so the 30-minute defense mission. So of course, by the order of missions, the next one is the Jacob's installation, which is our first no-build mission. So I'm kind of excited and a little bit scared of this mission, although I've played through it already because I had 2 tries before this. But yeah, it should be fine. It's not really all that hard. So yeah, let's start the mission.
Your tenure as Colonial Magistrate is suspended, pending an official investigation of your affiliation with the Sons of Korhal. Receiving incoming transmission.
Hey man, Arcturus's boys sprung me from the prison ship. Apparently they're as frustrated with the Confederates as we are. I know their reputation, but they seem to be on the level. I think Arcturus wanted to speak with you.
Commander, Mar Sara is almost completely overrun by the Zerg. The Confederates are abandoning the planet, and so are we. However, there is one thing I'd like to do before we leave. I want you to raid this colony's Confederate outpost and retrieve whatever design or weapons schematics that you can find in their networks. With the chaos of the Confederates' evacuation, you shouldn't have any trouble getting in or out of their installation.
I'm into it.
Alright, with the briefing over, I have a very important question. Do you guys want me to go through those briefings, or should I just skip straight to the playing? Because, you know, it's pretty easy to find it online, those briefings, and I'm not sure if you want to listen to those or not. So, let's start the mission. And let's analyze what we have here. So we've got as much as 7 marines. That's very many, of course. We've got 4 firebats and a single gym Raynor. So let's get those guys into some control groups. Ready. Right. And the very important thing, options, speed, of course it goes to the defaults, which I absolutely do not want. So for this mission the strategy is, well, playing it as usual, so Raynor in the front, because he's got 6 armor, so I think the same as a battlecruiser, which is quite a lot. And actually I have a very funny thing when it comes to this, but that in a second. Let me just clean up this, because I remember this turret. I remember this turret very fondly, of course. And let's get rid of those guys, which I'm not gonna be checking this out because, you know, they're not civilians, they're definitely spies working for whoever the evil is right now, so I guess the Confederacy. That's definitely how it goes. Definitely. Okay, so since we're walking now, this interesting thing about Raynor I wanted to talk about is, well, his armor. Because I have this silly headcanon for now, because back when I was a kid I always thought that, well, he was of course always had a lot of armor, but the first thing that comes that we can notice with Raynor is that actually his color is different, which of course it's the same as all the other hero characters, but well, his color is teal, kind of, which looks kind of, I guess, like mint. And I had this very silly idea when I was a kid that Raynor, instead of like, you know, actually having 6 armor, I've always thought that maybe his armor itself was just made out of mint, like mint air fresheners, similar to those that
Security cameras
people
have
hang in
been
their cars, and that instead of, well, protecting him, actually it just kept him fresh all the time, and he was instead of, well, tanking all of those bullets and other projectiles that appear in the game, he instead was just dodging them. So pretty much my headcanon goes that, well, Raynor is a Toho player. He's dodging all of those bullets. Well, technically he's actually grazing those bullets because he does take some damage, but yeah, it's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. Right. So we're not going through here because I actually wanna try and, well, beat this level deathless, and also I wanna get 100%, well, kills on everything. So we should take the road of least resistance, which also allows an ambush from the up, from the high ground. Because, you know, I think most of you probably watched Star Wars, so you know the very important life lesson from Obi-Wan that if you're on high ground, you will always win. Well, not always, not always, definitely not always, but in the majority of cases you definitely do have an advantage. Which actually in Starcraft does translate pretty well, because you actually do have an advantage when being on the high ground in Starcraft. Because I don't know if I've actually talked about this or not, in Starcraft, when you're on the high ground, the enemy has a higher chance to, well, miss your units when shooting them. And the same goes also for like units behind Dudats. So like when a dragoon is under a tree and a marine is shooting him, he has a lot smaller of a chance to actually, well, connect the shot. Right. So we got through the through the long corridor with a single enemy. So, and I managed to talk through all of it. So at least it won't be as boring. And of course, thanks Starcraft pathing, my Raynor went somewhere else, and instead of dodging the bullets, he just, I guess, went and did some stupid stuff. Alright, so this place is completely cleaned out. So now we go, and of course that because I wanna go for 100% kills, then I guess we will need to get those Zerg destroyed. And for that, and actually for the majority of this mission, we'll be using Raynor to spearhead our, I guess, invasion of this installation. Because, well, nothing on this mission can really stand up to Raynor, let's be honest. He could probably solo all of those Zerg, but I won't be trying my luck here because, well, you know, he's kind of required to beat this mission. Right. So now the Zerg, which are just, what was it? 5 Zerglings? Yeah.
I don't believe this.
Believe it. I saw Zerg within Confederate holding pens myself, and that was over a year ago. It's clear the Confederates have known of these creatures for some time. For all we know, they could be breeding the things. Be that as it may, our priority here is accessing the Confederate network. We'll deal with the Zerg another day.
Alright, of course. So, amazing, well, exposition. Which won't really be won't really be going in this game. We won't really be going in the direction of, well, the Confederates controlling the Zerg. That was kind of either forgotten or something. I don't know.
This should be good. Sounds fun. Right on.
It technically does appear in, you know, Brood War with the UAD, but
Sounds fun. Right on.
the UAD ain't no Confederacy.
This should be good.
Of course, all of the spice must be gotten rid of.
Oh yeah. Raynor here. Oh yeah. This should be good. Right on. Anytime you're ready. Right on.
Yeah, Raynor could absolutely destroy all of this mission by himself.
Oh yeah. This should be
Well, unless you'd be spamming like the steam packs, then I guess he would probably die.
this should be good.
I know because I've tried it before.
Sounds fun. This should be good. Oh yeah.
Of course, they're attacking Raynor with vulture bikes, which I guess they completely forgot that vulture bikes are Raynor's specialty.
Right on. Sounds fun. Right on. This should be good.
Of course, the Marine looks like the Marine really wants to be a hero today, but unfortunately enough for him, he doesn't have minty air freshener armor on himself, so he doesn't get to
Field activated.
do all that much. Besides standing in the back, of course.
This should be good. Right on.
Unauthorized entry detected.
Of course, the turrets.
Go ahead, Commander.
I still got a little bit over half HP on my Raynor, so
Right on. Oh yeah. Sounds
I guess he can still lead the assault.
Jimmy. Sounds fun. Oh yeah.
Of course, I always remember this stupid
This is Jimmy. Oh yeah.
missile
This should be good.
launcher.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
This should be good.
Let's rush the ending, I guess. Which, if I were a comic book artist, rushing the ending would be really bad. But okay, another funky, I guess, well, thing I can talk about is this mission actually is the first mission with ghosts, and it's less of a fun fact than more so just a stupid history from my childhood, which is back when I was a kid. Deathless? Yeah, no, freaking firebat. Back when I was a kid, I used to think that the ghosts were as strong as battlecruisers because they were on the same level of the tech tree. And of course they weren't. And I tried beating the... what was this mission called? Emperor's Fall, I think, so the Brood War Terran mission on Coral. I tried to beat it ghost only. And it took me a very long time until I actually gave up and stopped trying to do it. But it was pretty fun and it was, well, very stupid, definitely. So, of course, we all pay our respects to, I guess, Fred the Firebat, and let's just finish this mission. Let's get what he died for.
Hey, we found the plans, man. Have the transports waiting when we come out. This is Jimmy.
Alright, so the mission is over. It wasn't very long. I'm not sure. 11 minutes? Well, it's of course kind of changed, I think, with the game. Let's check if we got all the kills. So, yes, all of the Zerg and Alpha Squadron was vanquished from this mission. And as for structures, the turrets are unaffiliated with either of those, and they're more doodads than actual units, so they do not count towards the kill count, pretty much. And resources, of course, 0. So, thank you all guys for watching, and next mission will be the what was this mission called? Rebellion? Not rebellion. It was revolution. Revolution. And this is the mission where we get introduced to Kerrigan, and we get introduced to dual hero units on a mission, which doesn't change anything, because they still go into their rightful place behind the base where they're safe and cannot die from some random attack. And so once again, thank you all for watching. See you in the next episode. Bye.